What do you think, Dashy? Is it a good start to your Monday? It looks like it is. Good morning, Dash. Handsome Dash enjoying some scent enrichment this morning. And some very lush grass, I must say, Dash. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. This is Olivia. Judson is somewhere behind me.
I'm here.
You're here.
I'm here.
He's here.
Howdy.
Good morning.
Happy Monday. Come one, come all.
Come one, come all. Dash is enjoying himself. We just sprayed some perfume, threw some catnip, and he is settling down. Some drool. I'm seeing some drool drip from his chin. That's a happy boy. And a tiger smile. Good morning.
Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Look at Nova and her scented rock.
Oh, good.
Away.
She's settling down. Good morning, Dash.
Hey, naughty tiger.
Lots of chuffs. Betty's saying darling Dash. Darling Dash indeed. Good morning, Kelly. Hi, Lisa Parker. Ellen Simmons saying good morning to all.
Ellen, Lisa, Kelly, hope all is well.
Lisa, good Monday morning. It is a good Monday morning. It's a beautiful Monday morning.
It truly is. Blue skies, green grass.
Oh, happy tigers.
Tiger zoomies.
Germ Snap saying good morning to you and me, Judson, and Dash. And I'm sure everyone will be saying hi to Nova soon, too. Yeah, you got some perfume and catnip, too.
You don't need to go after the twist tie. You don't need to go after the twist tie, pretty lady. Why is everything that... We give you all the toys, but the tigers find the most unique things.
Well, it's because she's a cat.
Exactly.
It's because she's a cat.
We should have known.
Lori saying good morning to the entire TWS fam. Good morning, Lori.
Hey, Lori.
Oh, he is moving.
Quite the stalks here from the other side of the mound.
Oh, Dash.
Perhaps he'll come all the way with us.
Well, here. Nova, will you sit with us for a moment? That's pretty. That's a good spot, Nova. Good morning, Faith from Wellington, Florida.
Faith, Sharon.
SoCal from Sharon.
A full house.
We have a very full house.
Love to see it. Like to see everybody chiming into the comment. Olivia, do tigers purr or do they chuff? Is that their purr-like feature?
That's a good question. Tigers do not purr, and that has to do with their vocal cords. Tigers, obviously we call them big cats because of their size, but also they are scientifically called that because of how their anatomy is. And those vocal cords can make sounds like chuffs and roars, but it can't make sounds like purring. So I would say a chuff is somewhat similar. It's in a similar category to a purr. It's a very contented sound, but if anything, it's just a hello. It's a greeting. Ellen, we're gloomy and rainy today in central Iowa.
Ooh.
It's kind of a bummer. Thankfully, it's not here. I'm glad that we have kind of a nice sunny day. It's been on and off rain for the past couple weeks here.
Yep, that's kind of the green grass is a product of how wet it's been around here, certainly.
Supernova, Betty Winter. It is Supernova.
The one, the only. And
also, Ellen, answering that question from Carrie, can tigers purr? It's a good question, though. I think it's fair. It's a similar sound. I know that we posted a video on Friday of Shazam and a few other cats eating, and some people commenting that Shazam was purring as well. But similar to a tiger, leopards cannot purr, but obviously they can make contented sounds, just like your house cat. Germ, that is true. Good rule is that if a cat can roar, they cannot purr. Torben, good morning to me, Judson, and your sponsor girl, Nova. This is a good live to catch with Miss Nova. A good Monday morning.
Yeah, it's a regular old wonderful day for a cat like Nova. And admittedly, something fun here happened over the weekend. Mm-hmm. Some pools have been filled.
Yes.
Some tiger pools have been filled. I haven't seen any tiger dips happening. Nova's kind of standing up on the edge of her pool now. But nonetheless, let's actually hold on now. Let's get over there.
I know.
Getting's good.
Well, speaking of the weekend, Marcy asking if we enjoyed the Northern Lights. I thought maybe that's where you were going with that, but it is true. Pool season has started, And Northern Lights season? Is there a season for that sort of thing, Judson? I don't know.
No year, but there'll certainly be times throughout the summer where it'll pop in and we'll have the Northern Lights show like we had this past weekend.
Quite impressive, and I've never seen anything like that, so it was very, very special over the weekend.
Look at this crazy tiger.
Chizzy, your cat Peyton, wants to say hi to everyone at TWS. Hi, Peyton. We'll say hi back.
Well, hiya, Peyton.
Lisa, her ruff has grown so beautiful. And, you know, I noticed that just a moment ago, too, Lisa. She was in the sun. She was being backlit. She looked like a little model. It was very luscious. And lots of hair coming out, too. To Northern Lights, yes, we did. I'm sure a lot of you saw them, too. I even had texts from friends in North Carolina saying that they saw the Northern Lights.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what the cool part is. That, you know, they certainly were available to be seen here in northern Minnesota, but I know a lot of our supporters are maybe not as far north as we are and still had a chance to see it. So just like Olivia said, hopefully wherever you were, you maybe got a little dose of what we're lucky to see here in northern Minnesota.
Andrea, we were greeted by a very wet Nova during the tour on Saturday. Pool season.
Pool season. Great to hear, Andrea. Hope your volunteer day was well spent as well. And there's Alyssa across the way too. Look at what she's doing. She's kind of standing poolside as well. Alyssa is, she's more, and we'll zoom over here and we can see what we see. You know, Alyssa's very much of, she's the 10 out of 10 knockout that... What's going on, Olivia?
Take the phone. Okay. There you go. I had a bug up my nose, Judson.
Okay. Don't be afraid to let the folks know because it's a live show. Olivia's trying to communicate something to me, and I'm just wondering what in the world she is. Nova's going to get her. And apparently she had a bug. Apparently had a bug go up her nose. Yeah. So I'm sorry about that. I was like, oh, go zoom in on Alyssa, and but you're too busy getting a little extra protein, as they call it. Oh, that's funny. Oh, where were we, Miss Nova? But I was saying, Alyssa, she is a liger. She's a hybrid between a tiger and a lion. But she likes drinking out of her pool. There's a really fun video of her chasing a frog in her pool. Yes, I'm talking about another cat. You can handle it for one moment, Nova. She just finds it unbearable when the attention's not on her. But Alyssa, she's really kind of that knockout who, you would go to the pool, you see them kind of sunning, tanning. Well, Alyssa is that person in cat form. She likes relaxing poolside, and as you can see, she looks beautiful doing so, that golden coat. Olivia, everybody's hoping that bug didn't cause you too many issues here.
I said to myself I wasn't going to let it bother me, and then I was sitting there and I was about to sneeze into the microphone, and I thought that would be less than pleasant. So thank you for taking the phone.
Well, Olivia, that's just, again, like I said, a part of doing it live here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. We like to stay polished. We like to stay maintained a sense of decorum, but if a bug's going to fly up a nose, we got to do the best with what we got to do, Miss Nova.
Pool season also means gnat season, so.
That's true. Catch up on some comments while I got a Chuffy Tiger. Also welcome the 102 people watching us live here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Today is a wonderful Monday, and this Monday is yet another day where 140 of our rescues get to live what we call here at the Wildcat Sanctuary wild at heart, thanks to the support of people like you watching this post. So nice to be visiting with Miss Nova, one of our rescued residents. We've been hanging out with Dash earlier. We're kind of overcoming one of our hosts here, Olivia, having got a bug up her nose earlier on this live post. So it's really been quite, a dynamic start to our week here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and we love to see it. Hey, Krista Christensen. Hope all is well. Lisa Kennemore saying good morning. I love seeing those beautiful flashes. Let's go walk over to Alyssa. She's kind of puzzling through, just in case the service drops on us. She's kind of just puzzling through her puzzle feeder. I'm not sure that she had her puzzle feeder filled today, but it's always worth just double checking and triple checking, Miss Alyssa, isn't it? So let's walk over there and see, service willing, if we can hang out with that very special cat. Will you be able to bear it? We're going to go hang out with another kitty, Miss Nova.
I also like all the dandelions, Judson. I know they're weeds, but the yellow is a nice touch in the grass.
Olivia pointing out that she likes seeing the dandelions coming out. Don't tell that to the garden team.
I know.
Bye, Miss Nova. Alyssa just kind of doing her thing. Cruising her free-roaming habitat. I would love to be graced by her presence, but we'll see. Alyssa kind of beats to the tempo of her own drum, and that is totally fine. She's one of our most food-motivated cats, I'll admit that. So when I'm just a regular old human with a cell phone in my hand, she doesn't mind people, but I am no near... Oh, that's so nice.
That's sweet. You know, with Alyssa, Judson, I always wonder if she knows what a chuff is, but then I'm reminded that she lives next to one of the chuffiest tigers ever.
I think Alyssa is more informed with what a chuff is than either of us could ever be.
It's
living next to a cat like Nova.
So sometimes I'll give her a chuff too.
And Nova, just so sweet and coming up and chuffing at Alyssa and now doing a little walking together. That's one of the things here that we're proud to do at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Certainly, you know us to offer companionship to many of our rescues, and love to see the heart star emojis coming through here for the little kinship between these two rescued cats. But certainly you know us here at the Wildcat Sanctuary to offer companionship to our rescues if they want it. We're proud to be able to have been able to have merged lots of our cats here and known that their merge and their companionship has benefited their wild at heart life here at Sanctuary. And for all those cats, maybe that's not in the cards, but one thing that we're happy that we're able to offer is things like these shared walls. Alyssa and Nova certainly are two different sizes of cats. They have much different dispositions, but for them still to be able to get that type of social interaction that we just saw a moment ago on this live, I think goes a long way towards just giving that level of companionship without them actually maybe living together and being, just in the same habitat companions.
Yeah, we're one of the only sanctuaries to do mergers like that, Judson, with especially big cats. And I think even with the shared wall, it's super special that we can do that safely. If you zoom in on those, lots of through that sharing that stands out to me.
Exactly. You're just having such a pleasant morning, Miss Alyssa.
Hi,
hello.
Lady.
Hello.
And then all the smells.
That is just so wonderful. Look at that, 136 people watching, Miss Alyssa. There are so many out there who love you so. Maybe so many people out there who are new to your story here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Alyssa, as you know, are a rescue sanctuary, and Alyssa is actually rescued from the infamous Tiger King Park. And Alyssa, along with a handful of cats in May of 2021, came to us here at the Wildcat Sanctuary after the Tiger King Park in Oklahoma was closed by the Department of Justice. And happy that Alyssa is living a life that, is about as different as it could be from the life that she came from. A life where she'll never know exploitation, a life where she'll never have to worry about not having, such as medical care, such as food, such as clean water, such as an adequate space to live in. It's just one of the many things that you've provided the many rescues here at the Wildcat Sanctuary is a second chance, and not only a second chance, but a revolution from what they were experiencing in their former life.
And you know, Judson, I have to laugh because you mentioned that Alyssa walks to the beat of her own drum, and we left her a little scented surprise, and she turned her nose up at it.
Yeah. We kind of scented this log here in front of us for her, and sometimes the cats will stop and enjoy the scent enrichment. Sometimes they'll keep on doing their own thing. One thing you might be hearing in the background is some habitat construction over at the Sushi's habitat and the Bobcat habitat. I would maybe like to end our live post with kind of looking over there from afar. They are running some construction equipment, so it'd be a little bit hard to kind of get in the weeds, so to speak. We might not be able to hear anything, but you will be able to see a lot from afar and be able to get an idea of how much we've progressed on this habitat and how, maybe just maybe, we're looking forward to having Sushi in that space by the end of June.
We posted a great update last week too, Judson, that I think is worth looking at if you missed it on those habitats.
Exactly. Yep. Posted a photo update last week on our Facebook page, and cool to also see our Americorps team kicking butt in that habitat as well.
Yeah, they're doing a great job, making lots of progress, which is very exciting.
Just going through a few more comments here. Alyssa's kind of settling down on her perch and platform there. Great to see our cats now getting to enjoy a pool now that it's officially pool season. So fun seeing the big in-ground pools filled up after coming back in over the weekend.
I'm ready to see some tigers take a dip. Hopefully we can catch that today.
That's right. That's right. Lisa Kennemore getting excited for her sponsor, Girl Sushi, and her new habitat. Oh, I can't wait for you to see the space. It is so awesome. And Lisa, I think Sushi is going to love it. Kathy Phillips, dandelion greens are a staple in Italian kitchens. That's right. I've used to have a neighbor who would prepare me dandelion greens. It was awesome. I actually really liked them. Sharon Barrymore asking, how is Dash doing? And I'm sure glad that Alyssa got to go to TWS from Tiger King. That's correct. Sharon, and Dash is doing great. I hope that maybe you have some time to watch the full live post. We kind of started out with the one and only Tiger Dash. So perhaps you tuned in. Perhaps you tuned in part way through the live. I implore you to watch the beginning of the live. Dash had some tiger zoomies. Dash was rubbing around in some scent enrichment that Olivia and I had placed in the habitat, and he is having a great Monday. I'm just catching up on a few comments. And that's exactly right, Daria. You can go and we have Wild at Heart profiles, which we've been able to knock out for a good majority of the cats. They're essentially basically profiling the resident and talking about their story, their rescue story, and then talking about their life at Sanctuary. And Alyssa has a Wild at Heart profile where we kind of talk about what Daria here is mentioning in the comments, is that she was emotionally shut down when she was rescued, and rightfully so. It is a tumultuous time for a cat like Alyssa, and the amount of turbulence that's happening in a rescue, no matter if the cat is going to a much better place, it can leave them emotionally withdrawn, and that's something we saw with Alyssa. And as we also see Daria pointing out, to see how full of life and how full of energy and how she just has a little bit, just has kind of lost that faded feel to herself and is a lot more colorful. I kind of imagine kind of like the beginning of Wizard of Oz, where it's black and white, Olivia. And now kind of, she's been transported to the land of Oz and everything's in that vibrant color.
That's a sweet comparison,
I think that's what I was trying to describe, but maybe failing with the words to describe it.
Well, I think that's an excellent way of describing it because, like you said, Alyssa was pretty shut down when she arrived here, and so many cats that unfortunately is the case, and to see them blossom here at Sanctuary is so special and something that we get to share with all of you, which is even more special. Yeah, certainly so. Ooh, a little butterfly fluttering by. Thank you for that, Faith. Always doing a great job of sharing many of the things that we're talking about during the live. That's just something to remember, is Olivia and I always expanding on anything from safety to education to cat stories. Our website being an excellent resource for all that information, and Faith kicking butt by sharing all of that. Just looking through a few more comments, but let's go hang out with Indy, and then we'll kind of get ourselves ready to look at Sushi's habitat as it's coming along.
And I say get ourselves ready because I'm just a little wary that the internet might go out on us. So, Olivia, I'm going to let you hang out with Indy. I'm going to see if I can maybe spray some of my perfume bottle.
Perfect. Hi, Indy girl.
Talk about chubby tigers.
Oh, and mooing tigers. Yeah, are you supervising that construction? Judson leaving her a little scented enrichment, a little treat from the media team. Hi, sweet girl. Tanya saying that you're going to go back and watch the beginning of the live with Tiger Dash. I think that will definitely be worth your time. It went a little bit something like what Indy's doing now, rolling around in the grass and just being a boisterous young tiger. Let's see. Karen, they do find their inner peace here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. That's a nice thing for you to say. And every time I see Indy rolling in the grass, I'm reminded of when she came to Sanctuary. And I wasn't here on site at that time, but I remember watching that live. Did you do that live, Judson, or was it Tammy?
I think it was Tammy, and I was right there able to take video and photo of her just losing her little...
One of my favorite lives of all time, and it was the sweetest thing. And so every time I see you rolling in the grass, Indy, I'm reminded of little you, a little version of you rolling in that grass too. Which would have been about a year ago. We're coming up on a year, correct?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's would be a year at the end of May.
That's very, very exciting. We have
a year at Sanctuary, Indy. That is pretty darn special, and I think you have about 20 plus more of those is even more incredible.
She does still love her grass, Paula. Daria, a great way to start off Monday with Alyssa and the Chuffettes. I love that. She is sandwiched by the Chuffettes. I love it.
Can the Chuffettes do kicks too?
Yeah,
like the
I think they can.
Like the Rockettes could. Okay.
These girls can get their kicks in. I think they are very, very capable. Reading some comments here while Indy munches away at the grass.
And Yada, it would be a great time to add some cat mint to the Memorial Pavilion. I know that the garden team is kind of scoping out the layout there, and I think now would be the time to add something like that. That'd be awesome if you wanted to contribute.
Thank you, Hinyata.
And I even know, I mean, it's kind of cool. And a lot of the habitats, the caretakers have a keen eye for it, but we'll have wild catnip that grows that we've kind of seeded ourselves and now just kind of shows up around the sanctuary, which is fun. Speaking
of growing, Chizzy making a comment that he's shocked Indy still has grass because she's usually eating it all. Well, it's just growing in. It's holding on so far, but there's plenty of grass to go around, Indy. And that's another thing caretakers are watching too. They're going to take care of the grass so that the cats can enjoy it for as long as possible. And other people mentioning that they watched that live that I was referring to a few minutes ago also when Indy arrived. It's very, very special. You missed Dash, but yes, right at the beginning of this live, you will catch him. It's definitely worth the watch if you have the time.
Oh, pretty lady.
That's a good move.
Looking over, I'm not sure I see a daisy, but what we'll do, Olivia, is we'll kind of walk over this direction. They are running the bobcat there, so I just don't want it to be too loud. Obviously, we want to stay safe too. But let's go walk over, and we're kind of going to walk a little back in the alleyway, and maybe we'll be able to zoom in on some of the stuff.
That sounds good to me.
And while still being able to hear ourselves think and talk.
You know, I think of this construction crew and Americorps and how lucky they are to have such cute supervisors, Daisy and Indy. I just imagine looking over here during the day and getting just the boost that you need to keep going by looking at those pretty tigresses. All right.
You can see Jesse running the bobcat there. But essentially, and obviously the most exciting stuff is happening inside the habitat. And that's what you all helped us with, is we had the walls built. We needed help with a customized ceiling for this habitat. It has special smaller holes for Sushi, who's a fishing cat. And then the fun stuff, you helped us fill out the habitat. Trees, rocks. I see a rock cave. That whole feature right there, they've just placed the pool on top so they know what it's going to look like. But that's going to be a mound with the pool. There's the water feature. I love the cave coming off the water feature there.
It's super cool.
You can see the cave coming off the water feature. I see a boulder pile. Sushi's going to have skywalks. The Americorps team is right now, they're kind of doing roof patches, going along, just ensuring that all corners of the habitats have patches over them.
I'm seeing some trees too.
Exactly. Trees in the far back. We're kind of just progressively putting down grass seed. We're pretty much just putting it down on a daily basis. We're also going to be putting in more dirt after some of the construction has been completed. Certainly, the piece de resistance, Olivia, we have the bungalows. The bungalows are another thing that you all helped us with. You'd see with Anastasia's bungalow or Shrek's bungalow, where it's going to have maybe the Pyfert panels, which is that kind of caging inside, and then a door right out into their habitat. So,
and these bungalows are even a little bit bigger, which is exciting. It's 2 feet taller and 2 feet wider, I think is what I heard Tammy say.
So still room to take advantage of some vertical space for some hanging hammocks and things like that. And it's coming along very, very fast. Thanks to our Americorps team, thanks to our volunteers. We've had a handful of crew days kicking butt in this habitat. And then, of course, you all who are helping us do some of the most important parts, decorate and outfit this habitat to exactly Sushi's needs.
Yeah, and I was talking to Americorps, and I think there's a lot of love going into this habitat, too. They're very, very excited to be a part of a project that they'll see from beginning to end. So that's really neat for them. They're going to get to see a cat in a habitat that they built, which is very, very exciting. And an epic habitat at that. I'm looking at all these features.
And we don't have anything finalized. We won't say too much, but this is going to be called a new area of the sanctuary. So we have Wild Woodlands, we have Pride Prairie, Roar Ridge, all of these areas that you know and love. Well, this is also going to have its own special and unique name that I'm looking forward to announcing as
well. We've been brainstorming. It's been very, very fun.
Yeah. How about that?
Faith, Sushi is such an interesting species. Cannot wait to watch her flourish in a new free-roaming habitat. I think that's a good point, Faith. You know, we talk about Sushi. There's 103 people on this live, and I don't think we mentioned that Sushi is the reason she has a special habitat being built for her is because she is one of a kind. She's our one and only rescued fishing cat here at the sanctuary, and a very unique species, not like any others that we've had here at Sanctuary. So that's why you're seeing water features, lots of vertical space as well as horizontal space. So I'd encourage you to go check out her bio if you don't know what a fishing cat is, or if you aren't familiar with Sushi herself.
Exactly.
Because she has quite a unique personality in addition to her species.
And where Sushi was rescued from is also quite compelling and motivating to help us understand why we want to do so much for this cat as well.
For sure.
Well, cool. Well, Indy's hanging out and grabbing some shade behind us. We could end with a tiger.
I think we should. Henyatta, that's funny. The bobcat seeing the bobcat. That's what I think was Shrek. Shrek is watching a bobcat in action. That's nice, Indy. That cute supervisor I was referring to earlier, doing a very good job.
And that's certainly, too, to be acknowledged is all the cats in this area have been totally fine with the construction. You'd know that if maybe the cats were a little uncomfortable by the construction, we put up things like the shade cloths which offer a visual barrier. But Indy, Alyssa, Daisy, everyone's had no issue, which has been awesome to hear.
If anything, it's extra enrichment. They like seeing all the action going on.
If anything, they're thankful that they get to see and hang out with people on a more frequent basis. We're about to get a tiger.
I know we are.
Here.
I'm starting to see a little butt wiggle. What do you think, Indy? Does the shade win, or does your need to stalk win?
He says, "Well, I got the pool, so I can get all types of worked up. I just take a cool dip."
What do you think? We made the joke when Sushi arrived that she's not the only fishing cat here, and I'd argue that it's our tigers that are also fishing cats. They like to take a swim.
And Lori Heath, I'm glad you pointed that out too, mentioning that Anastasia the cougar apparently seems to like supervising it. And according to the fence company that was setting up the poles and the walls for the habitat, yeah, exactly that. They were pulling some later nights, and apparently Anastasia, bloop, 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 she would just sit right on her skywalk and watch and monitor them. Oh, and here comes. Speaking of watching and monitoring, but cool to see, or cool to think about that type of cat who's very guarded around people, coming out and finding some satisfaction in watching over some humans like that.
Absolutely. What do you think, Indy?
Yeah, we did it. That was a good post.
That was a good post.
We got to see Dash. We got to see Alyssa, Nova. We got to see how much your summer coat is coming in.
I know. And watching Nova scratch herself earlier and seeing all that fur come off. Everybody's blowing coat. Yeah, you look very pretty, Indy.
All right. Ooh. All right, everyone. Well, tomorrow is Tuesday. As always, we have a weekly e-newsletter going out, and it will be hitting your inboxes tomorrow. I won't say too much, but there is some big news regarding some little cats here at the sanctuary that I know all of you will be excited. Perhaps some of you can even predict what's coming down the pike tomorrow, but please stay close to your email inboxes and our social media pages tomorrow as well.
Absolutely. All right, Indy. That was a good post.
It was. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and we will see you back here at the Wildcat Sanctuary tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.